interested, but Eastern time for them is 6 a.m. in the morning. So I did tell them that I would record and post that on my YouTube page, so that you guys can go back and watch if need be as well. All right, let's get into this talk about potty training. First, you have to ask yourself, is your child ready to be potty trained? I know you might be ready, but you have to ask yourself, is your child ready to be potty trained? So the first questions that you ask yourself is, can your child walk and sit on the toilet? Can your child pull his or her pants down and then back up again? Can your child stay dry for up to 2 hours? Can your child understand and follow basic directions? Can your child communicate when he or she needs to go? And does your child seem interested in going to the restroom or wearing big kid underwear? So you don't have to have yes to all these answers, but it's important to have more of yes than no's. So can I get a thumbs up? Are we having a lot of yeses to these questions or a lot of no's for thumbs down? Talk back with me. This is a discussion. So what are we having? If you're looking at these questions, what are some answers? Are you having a thumbs up? They are. All right. I see some thumbs up. Okay. Because we just want to make sure that this is an enjoyable experience for them. That is the most important thing. So it's a journey. It is not going to happen overnight. No matter what anybody tells you, it is a journey. And not only is it a journey, it's your own personal journey. You know how when we were pregnant and everybody told us our pregnancy is not the other person's pregnancy? You have your own pregnancy. You have your own journey when it comes to potty training your child. It's a journey, but it's not going to happen overnight. But it's a journey, but it's okay because I'm here to go along that journey with you. And I will talk about closer to the end the potty training Facebook page that I have started up so that other parents can connect on there with you as well to go on this journey, because this is a journey, but you are not alone. Your mantra, it's not about the days, it's about the patterns. It's important for you to remember this on those really hard days where it seems like they're just not getting it. It's not about the days, it's about the patterns. So for an example of that is they might go to the bathroom, not go to the bathroom consistently for a good amount of days, but they're getting in the pattern of, okay, when I feel this little wiggly feeling, this tingly feeling, I need to go to the potty. So they might not make it and have 3 perfect days straight in a row, but it's the fact that they're getting used to the pattern of, okay, it's like with this child that I'm nannying now. She didn't use the restroom every single time that I took her to the restroom, but she got in the pattern of pulling her undies down and pulling her undies back up and pulling them down and pulling them back up. So by the third time that we went, she already knew what was going on. She did have an accident that morning, but it's not about the days. It's about the patterns that you're creating for them to go to the restroom. Consistency is key. I cannot stress that enough, that the consistency is key. If you have to find a time frame that you're able to just truly sit here and commit to them going to the restroom. Consistency is the key of it all. If you do it for a little bit and then you stop, it messes up the whole pattern of it all. So consistency is the key. That's why we ask those questions in the beginning, because if they're not necessarily ready, then it's not going to be helpful to start right now, because you have to stay consistent with it the entire time. Consistency is the key. All right. What words are you going to use? What words? Choose your words. What words are you going to use? For instance, do you want to use potty or restroom? Remember that consistency is the key, especially when you have nonverbal Children, consistency is the key for that, because when they don't want to confuse it, they don't want to be confused. So are you going to use the word potty, or are you going to use the word restroom? What are some words that you plan on using? Anybody feel like sharing if they're going to use potty or restroom or bathroom?
Yes, hello.
Hi.
I would definitely say potty for me because it's easier to kind of turn it into the song and get baby girl in the mood to go.
Yes. And that potty is a lot simpler for the younger ones, for sure. For the younger ones, it's easier for them to say potty than to say restroom. My oldest used ASL for potty. Yes, I love that. And we're going to talk about some of that sign language later on too, because sign language is very important when talking about going to the restroom, especially when you have those nonverbal ones. I've learned that with the child that I'm nannying right now. She is nonverbal. She's not using a lot of words. And so I realized, okay, sometimes she'll just get up and she'll just go walking and she's going to use the potty, or she'll come and she'll grab my finger and she'll go to the potty. And I've also learned like her cues and stuff, which we'll talk about later as well. But it's important to incorporate sign language, especially when you have those that aren't talking, to give them a way to communicate what they need to do. All right. So prepare the equipment. Place a potty in the bathroom or wherever you spend the most time. I always tell people in my potty training classes that when I started to potty train my son, I had potties everywhere. I had a potty in my room. I had a potty in his room. I had a potty in my mom's room. I had a potty downstairs. I had a urinal in the hallway. I had a potty in each restroom. I had a potty everywhere, because I'm like, when you need to go, it needs to be within reach for you to just go ahead and go. So place a potty in the bathroom or wherever you spend the most time. If you spend the most time in the living room, place a potty in there. If you spend the most time in his playroom, place a potty in there. Have a potty, especially for those first month or a couple of weeks that you're doing potty training, you're really starting, place a potty everywhere. Eventually, they won't use those potties and they'll start going to the big boy or big girl potty in the restroom. But during that time, have those potties available. You will have less accidents if they are available, because not all the time will they be able to just run really quick and make it to the restroom without having an accident. You can read stories about going to the potty. It's lots of books out here about going to the potty that you can read with them. Kind of like when you're preparing them for a baby brother or baby sister, and you start reading stories to them about that. You can read stories to them about going to the potty to make them a little bit more comfortable with what's about to happen. You can also sing songs about going to the potty. I have a couple of songs later on that I'm going to introduce to you guys that I have used over the years when it came to potty training. It has been very helpful and effective for me. So I will be talking to you guys about that later on. But you can sing songs about going to the potty. That's a lot of potties. Can I use too? And transport to each room. Yes, you can. That's why I said that's just what worked for me. But yes, you can. You can use two and just transport them back and forth, if that's beneficial, more beneficial for you. But that's what I did for me, because I didn't want no accidents. But speaking of that, thank you, Lenore. Speaking of that, you can use some of the pots, you can put them in the trunk or in your car, so that when you're going about and you're trying to potty train out and about, you can have that accessible if you're not ready for them to go to the big potty, or if they're not ready to go to the big potty, you can have that accessible to them as well, to limit accidents as well. So you can use that as a way when you're out and about to use the potty. If you allow screen time, you can have them watch videos about going to the potty. It's so many videos out here about using the potty and getting comfortable and excited about going to the potty. Gracie Corner has a song about going to the potty. I love her potty song. I love Gracie, period. Gracie be crunk. But you can have them watch videos about using the potty as well. I know they're a little contradicting right now. Back when I was raising my son up, he was going to the potty. Coco Melon was it, and that's where he learned how to go to the potty through the baby. Watching the baby go to the potty made him want to go to the potty. So we don't watch it now, but back then we did watch it. If they have a favorite stuffed animal, show them using the restroom. Welcome everybody that's joining in with us. If they have a favorite stuffed animal, show them using the restroom. So, for instance, if they have a favorite teddy bear, you can take the teddy bear to the pot and look, say, Teddy's using the potty. Do you want to use the potty like Teddy? And that'll make them more comfortable as well, because they're like, okay, my favorite stuffed animal can do it. That means I can do it too. So you can use those things as well. So these are just a couple of ways that you can prepare the equipment and prepare them to get ready and get excited about going to the potty. All right. Schedule potty breaks. Most child cares and myself suggest every 15 minutes and then moving up there from 30 to 45. And if you feel like you need to start at 10, that's okay too. With the little girl that I'm nannying, I had to start at 10 with her because I did 15 and then she had an accident. So I was like, okay, let's try 10 and then see where we went from there. And we didn't have no accidents for the rest of the day. So, but the time frame, scheduling those time frames for easy, you can schedule it on your phone and have a potty song go off. Or you can use the Daniel Tiger song. When you have to go potty, stop and go right away. You can have that as the song for when the alarm goes off. So they know when they hear that song, oh, it's time to go potty. And you'll be surprised down the line of they'll hear the song go off and they won't even wait for you. They'll just run and go to the potty. It's all about that repetition and that consistency. During this time, you can read books and sing songs while they are using it to make it more fun to use the restroom. I saw on the TikTok post, they said let the child sit there for 2 to 3 minutes. Please don't let that baby sit there that long. Don't let the baby sit there that long. They don't need to sit there that long. Now, if they are still sitting there, if you suggest for them to get up and they're not ready to get up, let them sit there because it might be coming. But if they're trying to get up, let them get up. It's okay. They can get up and we come back and try again. But you can sing songs like singing ABCs, counting to 20, singing Open Shut Them. It's a lot of different songs that you can sing and books that you can read during that time to make it more fun. I had a parent that came to me and was like, we give him his iPad when he goes use the restroom, but we kind of want to get him out of that because he won't sit still. He'll touch the toilet paper, try to pull the towel down, try to do this, try to do that. And I told him, I said, you can sing songs. So you can sing The Wheels on the Bus. That keeps his hands distracted during the movements of the wheels on the bus. And by the time you're done with the Wheels on the Bus song, he sat there long enough. If he hasn't peed, he's probably not going to pee. So it's okay for him to go ahead and get up until the next time that it's time to go to the potty. Like I just said, they want to get up. It's okay. Praise them for even going in the first place. Give a high five. Yay, you did it. Because you might not have peed, but you came and you tried to use the potty. And that's the most important thing, is that they try. It might not always work, but remember, it's not about the days, it's about the patterns.
I have a question.
Yes.
What do you suggest? We have a potty watch. Our 3-year-old daughter, she's not telling us when she needs to go. Like, it's
Okay.
like, no, if you don't initiate for her to go, she doesn't go. So we tried the potty watch to remind us too. And we're doing every 30 minutes. And she does it pretty well for about 80% of the time. But how do you get off the potty watch? How do you trigger for them to tell you? Like, we need help with that part.
Okay, so that brings me back to the first thing that I mentioned is it's a journey. I actually did the potty watch method as well. I did it with my son because he was doing the same thing. He wasn't telling us. And we're like, sir, it's time to go to the potty. But we did the potty watch method as well with him. And it just takes time. It's a journey. It really is a journey. And it just takes time for them to get to the point to express that. What I would say is maybe you can set an alarm on your phone to go along with the potty watch to remind you that it's time to go to the potty. And then that time when you're going to her, ask her, do you need to go potty? Is it time to go potty? And promote that conversation with her so that she knows, okay, when I need to go potty, this is what I come tell mommy or daddy. I come tell them I need to potty. When this thing goes off, that's what I say, because I always say children don't know until we initiate or tell them that this is what you're supposed to do during this time. So with you asking her those questions, those open-ended questions during that time when the alarm's going off, then it'll start to resonate within her head that, okay, when this goes off, I need to go tell mommy it's time to go potty. Because that's what we had to do with my son. Every time it would go off, we'd be like, Ethan, do you have to go potty? Is it time to go potty? And then he'll come and show us the watch and nod in his head and like, all right, let's go to the potty. And after a while, with us kept asking him that, then he came and he was like, mommy, it's time to go potty. Grandma, it's time to go potty. TT, it's time to go potty. So you have to promote that conversation with her to let her know when this happens, now it's time to come tell mommy or daddy that you have to go to the potty. Did that answer your question?
Yes, and maybe you'll go through this later, but how to wean off the potty watch, or like how much time do you go in between? Because right now we only be 30 minutes. Like, do you back it up to 45 minutes, 90 minutes every 2 weeks, every week? Like, how often do you do it? Or do you
Yes.
have to wait?
Yeah, so that's what we were just talking about, but we are going to talk more into the time frames later on. But yes, when she's mastered those every 30 minutes, so the point of the time frames is to get her comfortable with the feeling of what it feels like to have to go to the potty. So after she's mastered that 30 minutes, then you move her up to 45 minutes. And normally after they've mastered the 45 minutes, you can really just throw the potty watch away because they're comfortable with the fact of going to the potty at that time. So if you're at 30 minutes now, if she's mastered that 30 minutes, then it is okay to go ahead and move to that 45-minute mark and then going from there. But each time that she's mastered that time frame, like she's going to the potty, haven't had no accidents, is what I mean by mastered, then you can move to that 45-minute mark.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. So get there fast. Oh my gosh, that's so important. Don't get me wrong. You're going to have messes. You're going to have accidents. You're going to have these things. And that is perfectly fine and okay. We will talk about that more later, but it is perfectly fine and okay. But recognize the signs when they have to use the restroom. Are they squirming? Are they doing the potty dance? Are they holding their private areas? Help them become familiar with what it feels like to go to the potty. What's this tingly feeling? Like when they're doing all of these things, let them know, like I was just telling the mom, let them know, hey, do you have to go to the potty? Does it feel like you got to go potty? Ask them these questions so that they're becoming familiar with, okay, this is what it feels like when I got to go to the potty. I should go to the potty. And make sure that their clothes are accessible. Easy pull down, easy pull back up. So I always suggest during this potty training time, no buckles. No buckles, just like sweats, leggings, pants like that. That's easy to move down and easy to pull back up. Even when it comes down to the undies, don't get the ones with the tight bands. Try to get some with some loose bands so that it's easy for them to pull down and pull back up. Because you might be in the kitchen cooking and they got to go to the potty. You want it to be easily accessible for them to go ahead and go to the potty when need be. Let her pee on the floor a couple of times and you say the words and you have her echo your words. You can also size up the underwear. Yes, you can. And yes, they will. We're going to talk about that later. It's going to be a lot of peeing on the floor. Yes, it's gonna be a lot of peeing on the floor, but it is important for them to echo the words that you're saying, which brings me to our song that we're gonna talk about later as well. But yes, you can size up in the underwear. You can even size up in the clothes. It's just important for it to be easy for them to maneuver throughout their clothes without you always needing to help them. But you can help them, but it is important for them to learn how to do it on their own. That's a part of potty training as well. Explain hygiene for our girls. Explain how they're supposed to wipe from front to back and explain the importance to them. When you're teaching that to them, you can teach it on them, or you can do like I do sometimes, and I just get 2 balloons, blow them up, and tie them together, and I teach them how to wipe that way. And that's helpful because you want them to learn how to wipe themselves. So making sure that they wash their hands each time using the proper hand washing steps. Making sure they're counting to 20 when they're washing their hands or singing the ABC song. Making sure they're getting all those germs off, washing all the way around. For number 3, for our boys, make sure that they shake a little after using the restroom and teach them how to wipe after pooping. So, of course, the wiping that comes, it doesn't come later, but that's a process in its own. You're still going to have to go wipe after them for a little while until they really truly master like how to wipe their cells. My son is 6 and I still have to go in there sometimes and help him wipe himself. So that is a journey in itself, but it is important to teach them, to try to start teaching them that importance now so that it's not a problem later. If your child is resisting, let them take a break and then come back and try again. So if the alarm is going off, it's time for them to go to the potty. You tried singing a song, you tried getting them excited, you tried all of these things. If they're resisting, that's fine. Give it about 3 to 5 minutes and then try again and see if they're ready. The thing is not to force them. We want this to be an exciting experience. Like you're going to the potty, you're going to be a big boy, big girl. We want this to be an exciting experience for them so that they will want to keep going to the potty and get excited about going to the potty. So if they are resisting, let them take a break, then come back and try again. Or like a parent that I had in one of my other potty training class, they came back to me later and was like, she don't want to potty train all day. She by the time the afternoon get here, she's tired. She's restless. She don't want to do it anymore. So I told them, I said, maybe you start at half a day. Do one morning and then one afternoon, one morning and then one afternoon, and then have her start to master it that way, because what we don't want is for the children to get angry or upset or feel like you're forcing them to do these things. We want them to be excited about going to the restroom. So that is another way that you can potty train as well if it seems like a whole day is just a little bit too long. Potty training with autism, Asperger's, or ADHD. It will require a more tailored approach. It's not as, I won't say simple because potty training in general is not simple, but it's a lot more attention that has to be brought to it. Things to know. Throughout the process, they will struggle with sensory sensitivity, communication challenges, self-confidence, and short attention spans. So this would be one of those time frames where it might be good to do every 10 minutes and they only sit on the toilet for about 30 seconds just to get them familiar with going. Things to remember: to be aware of textures. They might prefer a warm seat instead of a cold seat, or soft seat instead of a hard seat. You want to be aware of those things, and you as their parent, as their caregiver, would know what the things that they like and they don't like when it comes to that. So when it comes to preparing your environment, make sure to take those things into consideration, because we want them to be comfortable as they can be when it comes to going to the restroom. So those are some things to remember and some things to know. These steps have worked that I'm about to give. These steps have worked for 8 out of 10 children with autism. Step 1 is visual boards, potty training, picture steps. So starting with you coming into the bathroom. Next, you're pulling down your pants and undies. Next, you're sitting on the toilet. After that, you're wiping yourself. After that, you're getting up, you're pulling your clothes up. After that, you're flushing the toilet. After that, you're washing your hands. After that, you're drying your hands. Having the potty training picture steps, step by step of what's going to happen. So if they're seeming uncomfortable or unfamiliar, you can show them the picture and say, look, this is what we're going to do next. This is what's coming next. And a potty training success chart. This is all across the board. You can have a potty training success chart where they can put a sticker each time that they go to the potty and they use the potty, or they can put a sticker each time they go by themselves, just to have that chart visible to keep motivating them to keep going to the potty. Step 2 is task management. Show them step by step what to do. And you can show them through the picture steps as well, but talk to them throughout each step. Guide them through each step and let them know what's coming next. All right, we've walked into the restroom. We walked to the potty. Now what are we going to do? We're going to pull our pants and undies down. Then we're going to sit on the toilet. Walk them through the process so that they are aware and know what is going on, and not feeling like, I don't know, this is unfamiliar, I don't like this. You know, you want to walk them through and guide them through each and every time until they show you that they are comfortable and they know what's going on. I wouldn't leave their side until they truly show that they are comfortable. And if even when they show that they're comfortable, if they show that they need you to come back with them, then just come back, because it's going to be a process in itself. Step 3, positive reinforcement. Reward as much as possible to increase self-confidence about going to the potty. Like I said, you can reward with stickers. You can have a treasure box when they use the potty for the entire week time span or 3 days. You can go to the park. You know, you can have these different rewards. Or the thing that I started doing is a mason jar, and just write a bunch of things on a bunch of different sheets of paper and put them in the mason jar. And then when they get a reward, you can shake it up and they can pick out something that we're going to do together or do, because this is your reward, something fun that they would love. So reward as much as possible. You want to increase their self-confidence and make them feel good, like they're doing this and they got it. You want to encourage them as much as possible that they got this and they can do it. Important things to remember about when accidents happen. Stay calm. Don't scold, don't discipline, or shame them. Instead, encourage them to try again and remind them of whatever potty song you decide to go with. Again, we will talk about the potty songs later, but stay calm. Yes, I know. I'm a mother. I know it's gonna be hard with lots of pee on the floor. My suggestion is, if you do have hardwood floors, potty train more on the hardwood floors than the carpet, because at least then it's a simple disinfectant wipe it up, mop at the end of the day. But it's a much easier process than with carpet. You got to get the carpet cleaner. You got to come scrub. You got to use the suction thing. You know, you got to do all of these things. So I would say definitely if you have hardwood floors, potty train more on the hardwood floors than on the carpet. Because like I said, I'm a mom. I understand. But it's important to encourage them and to not scold them, because they're learning. They're learning to go to the restroom. And if it does feel frustrated, it's just been a day where they just been peeing all day long and keep missing the toilet and it's just not working. It is completely okay to take a break. Remind yourself of your mantra. It's not about the days, it's about the patterns. And it's completely okay to take a break, especially in those beginning stages, and put that pull up on and say, we're going to try again tomorrow. It is completely okay, because not only is it supposed to be an enjoyable experience for them, but it's also supposed to be an enjoyable experience for you. It's not supposed to be a stressful experience. So if it feels like it's being too much or it's being overwhelming, it's okay. It's completely okay to take a break. It is a journey. It's not going to happen overnight. They're not going to be potty trained overnight. So it's completely okay to take that break and start again the next day. Always be prepared. Always have an extra pair of changing clothes in their book bag and also in the car. You never know when an accident might happen. If they go to school, be sure to send extra clothes, but more undies than clothes. Even when you're packing extra clothes in the car, always bring more undies than bring clothes, because especially if you got the potty training undies, it's not always going to get in their clothes. But they do need to go ahead and change those undies and be in new undies. So always bring more undies than actual clothes. But it's always good to have 2 sets of clothes as well. All right, now we're going to get into our methods of potty training. So we're going to start with the 3-day method. I'm pretty sure a couple of you have heard of this one. So the 3-day method is a toilet training process that calls for your child to go completely diaper and pants free for 3 days in the house until he or she gets used to going to the restroom. So that means no underwear, no pants, no panties, no nothing. They are naked from the waist down. The idea is to keep your toddler naked from the waist down. Yes, there will be accident, but the point is, it's not easy to ignore the extreme.
Yeah.
It is not easy to ignore that stream of pee. So you must stay home for those 3 days as much as possible. I strongly suggest to not try to leave out at least until that 3rd day. And we'll talk about that because we're going to go deeper into the 3-day method and the step-by-step. But you want to try to stay home as much as you can. So say, for instance, you might have a 3-day weekend, or like one of our families did, the holidays came up and they were like, okay, this is the time that we're going to do it because we're all at home together. We're at home for the holidays, and this is the time where we're going to potty train. So try to pick a time where you have those 3 days that you can be home, or at least those first 2 days for sure, that you can be home, and so they can use the restroom as much as possible and be waist down, butt naked as much as possible. So that is our 3-day method. Let's go deeper into that. All right, so day 1, when your child first wakes up, take his or her pants and diaper off so he or she can be naked from the waist down. Tell them that they don't need to wear diapers anymore, that they can pee in the toilet. Early mornings is also a good time to take them to the restroom. Monitor your child throughout the day, watching for signs that they have to use the potty. Like, for instance, squirming or squatting. We pee in the potty is what you tell them. When they're squirming and squatting, you tell them we pee in the potty. If successful, you can give them a reward like a trip to the playground, small toy, or sticker if they have successfully kept going to the potty. If your child has an accident, which is expected, they are going to pee on the floor. It's like Janine, I hope I'm saying that right, said earlier, they're going to pee on the floor. Don't shame or yell at them. Wipe it up and encourage them to help you clean it up. And remind them by singing whichever song that you chose to remind them about going to the potty. Day 1 continued. Continue this process throughout the day. You can offer more liquids throughout the day to encourage him or her to go to the restroom more frequently. Remember, the most important thing is you're trying to get them accustomed to what it feels like to have to go pee. Because, of course, they've been peeing this entire time. Of course. But they don't know when I get this feeling, it's when I'm supposed to go to the potty. Before nap time, take your child to the potty. Encourage him or her to try and pee. It's up to you if you want to put them in a diaper, pull up, underwear, or stick to the bare bottom. You can put down a water absorbent mattress pad during nap and bedtime if you want to let them just go bare, or if you want them to be in their undies during that time, you can use either a water absorbent pad, or we'll talk about some other things later when we talk about our nighttime potty training that you can use during nap time as well. Encourage your child to use the toilet one last time before bed. Put them in a diaper or pull up for the night, and nighttime potty training comes later when you are ready. But we will talk about that today because we did have some families that were saying they were struggling with nighttime potty training but had mastered daytime potty training. So we will talk about nighttime potty training today. Repeat the process from day 1. When it comes to day 2, repeat that process. Taking your child to the restroom at regular intervals and reminding them to pee in the potty. If successful, continue to offer rewards. Remember to put them in a diaper before going to bed that night. Day 3, you will repeat the process from day 1 and 2. If you have to go out, as I said, try to wait until at least the 3rd day to go out. But if you have to go out, dress your toddler in loose-fitting clothing and remind them of whichever song that you choose. By now, your child may have started to pick up on his or her body fluid cues. At this time, they may have successfully peed in the potty a couple of times. So the 3-day method, even though that's what it's given, that's what people try to send it off as, that it potty trains your child in 3 days. It does not potty train your child in 3 days. It gets your child comfortable with going through to the potty within those 3 days and what it feels like when they need to go to the potty. Now, our next method is the time frame method. Step 1, you will start by taking them to the potty every 5 minutes, 15, that's what that should say. It should say 15, and sitting there for about up to 2 minutes. I said up to 2 minutes because, like I said, if they're sitting there and they're not ready to get up yet, it is perfectly fine for them to sit there a little longer because they might feel like it's coming and it's going to come out. And then as you see consistency, you move up to 30 minutes and then 45 minutes, etc. During these 2 minutes, you will read a story and sing some songs about going to the potty to help make it fun. The time frame method, step 3. Always ask your child if they are about to get up, if they are done. You want to promote as much communication throughout this process as possible. The more communication that you promote, the more that you will see them start to communicate with you in regards of when they have to go to the potty, when they're done. And if they're nonverbal, you can always do the sign, all done. This is the sign language for all done. And you can ask them, are you all done? And then if they mimic back and say, yes, all done, then they are done and ready to get up. If their 2 minutes is up and they're still sitting there, ask them if they have to pee and let them get up when they are ready. So that also promotes communication. Like I said, don't you personally let them sit there. Don't make them sit there for 2 minutes. But if they are still sitting there, ask them, do you have to pee? Are you trying to poo? Why are you still sitting on the toilet? Is everything okay? Like, these are questions that you can ask to promote that conversation with your child, because the more that they start to communicate, the faster the process will go when it comes to potty training. Nighttime potty training. Nighttime potty training will take longer than daytime potty training, depending on the child. Each child is different. It's like I talked about in the beginning. Your pregnancy journey was different from everybody else's pregnancy journey. That was your pregnancy journey. This is your potty training journey. Your child may not get potty trained as fast, or they might get potty trained faster. It is your personal journey of potty training. Nighttime potty training method. When to begin? Everyone is different. Is your child still in the crib? They cannot. start nighttime potty training if they are in a crib. They cannot do that because they have to be accessible to get up and go to the potty if they need to in the middle of the night while you may be sleeping. At this point in time, if you are starting nighttime potty training, it is essential to have a potty in their room for them if they need to get up and go to the potty throughout the night. Tricks that you can use: cut off all liquids at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. This will help promote them not peeing on themselves throughout the night. Try to cut off those liquids at dinner and then no more. If they're still getting a bottle or some milk or whatever right before they go to bed, they're going to pee on themselves. Trick number 2, go to the bathroom twice before bed. This is what a potential nighttime schedule might look like. You go to the restroom, take a bath, put on your pajamas, brush your teeth, read a book, go to the restroom again, and then bedtime. So that's kind of like what your night routine can look like when you're starting this nighttime potty training schedule. Additional options is 1 hour wake up, where you wake up 1 hour after you have them wake up, 1 hour after they are asleep, and 1 hour before they wake up. Now that can be a little tricky for some kids because some kids you wake them up and take them to the potty, they might not go back to sleep. And then that becomes a problem for us parents. But that is a method that you can try. Like if your child is a heavy sleeper, then you can always start. If you like shaking them a little bit and they're not trying to wake up, you can always pick them up, take them to the bathroom, sit them on a potty, see if they have to go, and then pick them back up and go lay them back down. That is what you could do as well if your child, when they're asleep, and that's a additional option that you want to try. That is something that you can try. You can also try having a bed on the floor where you sleep on the floor next to them so that you can hear movements and help them to go use it. So if they seem like they're squirming in their sleep, then you can help them say, come on, let's go potty. And always remember to track and reward progress. So even if they're too asleep to remember, when they wake up in the morning, did you know that you used the potty 3 times? Great job. Or if they stay dry all night, mommy made blueberry pancakes because you stayed dry all night long. So that is a way that you can track and reward that process as well. And with that tracking, if you notice, okay, they did kind of pee on themselves, or if you have like a camera and you see them kind of squirming at this time, track that time, try to set your alarm to go in there at that time and take them to the potty to see if they have to go to the potty. So that's what they mean by tracking and rewarding the progress. Things that will help with this nighttime process: reusable underpads, potty training, nighttime pants. You can find those on Amazon. I swore by those things when I was doing my nighttime potty training. I still have them now. I swore by those things. They really absorb the pee. Like they're gonna pee sometimes, but it does help a little bit when you don't have to strip their beds every time that they pee. And those nighttime potty training pants, they really do absorb that pee. So all you got to do is throw those in the washer, and the undies that they had on, throw those in the washer, and you're set for the following night. A potty in the restroom for easy access, and extra change of clothes on hand. So if they have an accident in the middle of the night, and you just so happen to go in there and check on them to see if they have the potty, and they already done peed, you can have an extra change of clothes right there already ready so that it's an easy transition. Because what's a little crucial during the nighttime potty training is, as parents and caregivers, we don't want them to wake up and be up for the rest of the night. So you want to make every transition as easy as possible in these beginning stages of nighttime potty training, and having the clothes already ready so you don't have to open and close drawers or turn on the light or turn on your phone light. Having it already ready will be very beneficial when it comes to that transitioning process. All right, now we're getting into Miss Kenya's favorite part, the songs. So for our songs, for our first song is the potty song, PP and the potty. So this is a call and response song. So as the caregiver, you would say, you got a PP, and then the child would say, in the potty. You got a PP in the potty. Where do you PP in the potty? You got a PP in the potty. It's very repetitive. It gets in their head. It stays in their head. Nighttime pottying is hormonal when their brain development and are developed enough. Yes, that is true. Some children can start to nighttime potty train a little earlier. I've had talked to some families where their potty training started with nighttime. Their child got nighttime potty trained before their child got daytime potty trained. So it does depend on your child and where your child is at. That's why I tell parents and caregivers that it's when the child is ready. Your child might be 11 months, 12 months, and they're already showing signs of being interested in going to the potty. So I always tell parents and caregivers, jump on that. If they're showing interest, entertain that interest. Start taking them to the potty and seeing if they like it. You still have a long period of time before they actually need to be potty trained. But if they're showing interest, I always tell parents, the faster you get out the pull-ups and diapers, the better. So if they're ready, you're ready, go ahead and take that leap. But it does depend on the child and where they're at in their head and what they're ready for. So that is our first song, PP and the Potty. That's our call and response song. And it's very repetitive. It can sound annoying sometimes, especially after you done heard it a lot, but it gets in their head and it creates that barrier for communication as well. So, like I said, you got a PP and the potty. And until they're ready to do that call and response, you can sing it how I'm about to sing it. You can just sing it regularly. You got a PP and the potty. You got a PP and the potty. Where do you PP and the potty? You got a PP and the potty. And then once they done master peeing, then you can change the PP to poop. You got to poop and the potty. You got to poop and the potty. Where do you poop? In the potty. You got to poop and the potty. So that is a song that can be very versatile and also help them to go to the potty. So for instance, like we mentioned earlier, when they have an accident, this would be one of those songs that you sing while you're cleaning up. You got to pee in the potty. Instead of saying, you got to pee in the potty, you got to go to the restroom. Nope, you got to pee in the potty. We're cleaning up. We got to pee in the potty. So it gets in their head. The more that these songs get in their head, the more that you'll just see them walking around. You got a pee in the potty. I got a pee in the potty. And when it's time for them and they feel like they gotta go, that song's gonna play in their head. I got a pee in the potty. Our next song is from Daniel Tiger, the potty song. Daniel Tiger has a potty song. It says, when you have to go potty, stop and go right away. Flush and wash and be on your way. I use this song when they are playing or interacting with something and they're not thinking about going to the bathroom. At our learning spaces, we had a child, her mom was trying to get her to go to the restroom and she was too busy coloring. She was like, I'm coloring. No, I don't have to go. And I called her name and I told her, I said, when you have to go potty, stop and go right away. Flush and wash and be on your way. And when she heard that, I said, now do you have to go potty? She said, yes. And they went to the potty. But sometimes that you can use that song to grab their attention from what they're doing to actually get them to stop and think, do I have to go to the potty? So that they can then go to the potty. And our last song is Tinkle, Tinkle, You're a Star, to the tune of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. But the song goes, Tinkle, Tinkle, You're a Star, You're a big boy or girl. Yes, you are. Use the potty. Yes, you can. Then you know to wash your hands. Tinkle, tinkle, you're a star. You're a big boy or girl. Yes, you are. Tinkle, tinkle, you're a star. You're a big boy or girl. Yes, you are. No more diapers, no more mess. Use the potty. Yeah, success. Tinkle, tinkle, you're a star. You're a big boy or girl. Yes, you are. So that is a song that they might also like. This is a song that you could sing while they're using the potty to keep them engaged while they're using the potty. So that is a song that you can sing while they're using the potty, or you can sing it around and about, especially if your child loves Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. You can switch up the words to get them encouraged to go to the potty. Tips for resistance or refusal. Remember, timing is key. Create a potty friendly environment. Lead by example for those who have men and dads and sons and moms and daughters. You can take them to the restroom when you go to the restroom so that you can show them, hey, mommy goes to the restroom. Hey, daddy goes to the restroom. You can take them throughout those times to make them more familiar with going to the potty as well. Somebody said Daniel Tiger has a potty toy as well. So that's something that you guys can look into as well. Daniel Tiger does have a potty toy that you can
Here
get.
it is.
Oh, there it is. She done put it on the screen. Does he sing? Does he sing the song?
Yes, of course. When you flush the toilet,
Uh,
it cycles through each of the songs that he has when you flush, and it lifts and it has the soap for them to wash their hands.
awesome, awesome, awesome. So you guys can look into getting that. That looks so cool. I wish I would have known about that when my son was potty training, but that does look so cool. So you guys can look into that, and he does sing the song. You can use positive reinforcement, like I said, giving stickers, prizes, offer independence where they might want to do it on their own. And that's okay. If they don't want any help at that time, they want to try to do it by themselves, that's okay. Sit back and watch them and guide them as need be and congratulate them when they accomplish it, or throughout the process, encourage them like, you can do it. Come on, just pull it down just a little bit more and guide them throughout that process. You can choose fun supplies like the Daniel Tiger potty toy, or they have toy potties now that actually like flush. They can flush it. So you can have fun supplies like that. Say, for instance, if they love Minnie Mouse or Mickey Mouse, you can get a Minnie or Mickey themed potty for them to use. Be patient and understanding is the biggest thing of it all, is to be patient and understanding when it goes throughout this process. Like I said, you need to take a break, take a break. They need to take a break, take a break. It is perfectly fine and it is perfectly okay to take a break. Establish a routine. That is the most important thing. Throughout all these methods that we have, that I've showed you guys today, establish a routine based off of that. Create a schedule. We're gonna go to potty on this at this time, at this point in the day. The more that you create a routine, the better. When I first started working at this childcare, I started in a 2-year-old room, and it was 10 2-year-olds in there, and none of them was potty trained. Miss Kenya, she does not like changing pull-ups and diapers. That's how she became so in love with potty training, because I was like, I got to know all the methods. I got to know how I can master this, because I don't like changing diapers and pull-ups. So when I got there, I started on a Friday. I said, okay, we're gonna enjoy today. I'm gonna let y'all get used to me, and I'm gonna get used to you all, learn your names, all the rest of that. And when they were going home that day, I told the parents, I said, here's the pull-ups, here's the diapers. Don't bring those back. I just need undies and change of clothes. Undies and change of clothes. That's all I need. And they were like, "Why?" I said, "Oh, we're potty training next week. We're throwing out the sketch. We're throwing out the schedule. We're throwing out the curriculum. We're throwing out everything, and all we're doing is potty training the entire week. And by the end of that week, them children was going to the potty." They were going to the potty. We were on a routine of going to the potty. So then I was able to start bringing everything back in. Okay, now we can bring back in the curriculum. Now we can bring back in a story time. Now we can bring back in these things because now we understand go to the potty, go to the potty, go to the potty, go to the potty. And you just have to establish that routine. Read potty training books. It's this book that I've been reading. It's called Potty. And it talks about I had to go to the potty. Where does the dog go? Where does the cat go? I think I'm supposed to use the potty. And then it has them sitting there waiting and waiting for the next 3 pages
I
before
have
you
that one
actually
too.
go to the potty. Yes,
That's
I see.
that
You
one.
got a great collection over there. So those are some great books as well. Oh, yes, the purple one with the little boy. That's the book I was just talking about. That I've been reading called Potty. So those are some great books that she has. If y'all want to like try to zoom in and take a snapshot of that, those are some great books that she has that you guys can use to go when reading them to go to the potty as well. Celebrate small wins, even if they just walk towards the bathroom and don't really try to use it, but just walk towards the bathroom and then still pee in their pull up. That's still a win because they understand when I need to pee, I need to go here. So celebrate those small wins. Communicate openly. It's like I've been saying this whole time is to encourage that communication between them. Ask those questions. Encourage them to respond to you as well. And if all of this fails, because I have 2 success stories so far from my classes. So if all of this fails and it seems like nothing is working and you've contacted me and I've gave you more advice and it's still not working, then seek professional help if you feel that it's needed. I strongly believe in a mother's instinct. Strongly believe, and it's very very best to be safe than to be sorry. So if you feel like professional advice needs to be seek, then go ahead and seek that. I'm going to be the one to tell you to go ahead, because if your mother instinct is telling you that, then that's what you need to do. My child is nonverbal. It's important to pay attention to the signs and cues. Things you can use is sign language, asking them and seeing if you catch their attention. Asking them, do they have to go to the potty? And if you catch their attention and looking at you, then maybe try to take them to the potty. If they're just not paying no attention to you, they probably don't have to go to the potty. But if you catch their attention, try to see if they will go to the potty. Noticing if they begin to start walking towards the bathroom. It's like I said with the child that I'm nannying now. Sometimes she'll just start walking towards the bathroom, or sometimes she'll come grab my finger and take me to the bathroom. She can't verbally say, I have to go to the potty, but she will guide me, or she will go ahead and go to the potty. Use visual signs and aids to help them communicate. So you might have a picture of a potty on the wall in each room. So when they have to go to the potty, they can go touch that picture or point to that picture, and then you know that they need to go to the potty. So those are some things that you can use if your child is nonverbal. The little girl that I am nannying now, she has been successfully going to the potty for about 2 to 3 months now since coming to my class. So these options will work if you want to go ahead and try them if your child is nonverbal. The pull-up police is here. I'm a parent. I don't like slime. I don't like slime. So when I get rid of all the slime that my children bring home, I tell them the slime police is here because I don't want any slime. So I'm telling you all that the pull-up police is here. He's here to take all pull-ups away. It's time to potty train. It is time to potty train. So the pull-up police is here. That's what you can tell your children too if they're looking for their pull-ups. The pull-up police, he came, he took all the pull-ups away. They went bye-bye. Or the pull-up fairy came and took all the pull-ups away. The pull-ups went bye-bye. We are big boys and girls now, and we're going to use the potty. All we have is our undies. So what are we going to do with them? If you would like to follow me or if you would like to make a donation, my Cash App is $Kenya 2910 or Zelle. This is also my phone number if you guys want to take that as well. If you want to reach out to me, it's 404-933-9488. But if you would like to make a donation, if this information was helpful to you, and you would like to make a donation, you can make a donation. It's not mandatory. Like I said, the class is free. This is a class that I provide under my business, EKA Expansion, but also up under the ministry that I'm a part of, Impact EDU. We're Tools for Change, and we're trying to make an impact. So this class is free. It's not mandatory that you make a donation, but if this information was helpful to you and you want to make a donation, that is fine as well. And lastly, do we have any questions? Do we have any questions today? I would like to connect with you. I'm a certified teacher and parent educator. Well, yes, you can text me, Janine. It was just, I'll go back so that you can get the number. You can send me a text at this number right here, and we can definitely get connected. Do we have any questions? Was all that information helpful?
Hey, so KJ refuses to poop on the potty, but he will go pee pee. I don't know why the poop is so uncomfortable for him, but he'll wait until he has a diaper and he'll hold it in. So I don't know what to do about that.
So first, don't feel bad. A lot of children are like that. A lot of children are like that. It's just something about that poop. Like, I guess you got to sit there a little bit longer and like actually push and stuff for it to come out rather than just peeing. But it is a process. But what I would say for you is to change the song and say you got to poop in the potty so that it gets in his head that we do this in the potty. But he might also have to start like with a pot. He might just not feel comfortable. Sometimes they don't feel comfortable. Ethan was like that. He didn't feel comfortable pooping in the toilet at all. And it was like, okay, so what are you gonna poop in? Or what do you want to poop in? But it is that comfortable aspect of it. So that is the part of the journey. It will take time to get him comfortable, but singing the song will definitely help it to get in his head, because KJ loves music and he repeats everything. So it will definitely get into his head to poop in the potty. Poop in the potty. And knowing him like I do, he'll say poop and then he'll go walk towards the potty. And then once he starts doing that, then you know you're moving towards where he'll actually probably sit there and poop in the potty. But that's just what you'll have to do for now until he gets comfortable, because a lot of children struggle with that comfortability of pooping in the potty. Janine said in the comments that my tips are increase his fiber, and you can put a diaper inside of the potty. Yes, you can do that. You can put a diaper inside of the potty, and that might help him feel a little bit more comfortable.
This is also like a road trip type of hack as well. When you don't have any place to dump out the pee and the poop, you can put it in the diaper. So that's what we do on long road trips.
Yes, that is a great hack to use when going on road trips. That is a great hack to use when going on road trips, because sometimes I've had parents talk to me about that, about saying like how to start the whole car process of it all. And I always tell them to start with a smaller trip, like say the store is down the street from you. Try going to the store, then work your way up to going to like Target or Walmart and walking around and using the potty. And then you just keep going step by step until you get to the point of going on a road trip. But when it comes to that is so helpful. You can also put water absorbent pads in their car seats as well. so that they're not, so that, there we go. I was trying to find the picture so that I could show y'all, but it would look like this. So if they have an accident, you don't have to worry about taking the whole car seat cover off and cleaning it and all the rest of that stuff. Of course, you want to sanitize it because I mean it's pee, but you don't have to worry about taking it all off and washing it because the pee has gotten on it. But you can use that water absorbent pad, especially in those times that you're going to be sitting in the car and you might not have the time to stop at this point in time, just in case. And of course, to have those extra change of clothes in the back. For our boys, they do have urinal tubes. I'm not sure exactly what the specific name is, but it's a little tube thing and it comes with a top where it's for them to pee in if you're on a road trip and they have to use the potty. So you can use those as well, but those are the things and those are some steps that you can do when it comes to working up to that going outside to use the potty. And do we have any questions? I mean, if we don't, you guys can join the Facebook page. I will be posting it on the moms raising black boys page so that you guys can be a part of it. But if you want to be a part of it now, I can show it to you right here. It's the Potty Training Parents Corner. So you guys can become a part of that page. And on there, you can ask questions. You can ask questions to other parents. You can ask questions to me. My inbox is always open if you guys have a question like throughout the process of starting this potty training journey. You can always inbox me and ask me a question or text me at this number and ask me a question. I'm always open to answer. Janine said, I read an article stating that adding anything to car seats is not safe. You can put the just in case pull up on them. Yes, you can do that. I don't see what might be a problem with just putting the absorbent pad up in there. They're really, really thin. But if you're not comfortable or safe with that, you can just put the pull up on them throughout that time while they're using the potty. And sometimes they might not pee. When we went on our first road trip with my son during the potty training, I thought that he was going to pee and he didn't. Each time we stopped, I just let him use the potty and he didn't end up having any accidents. But those are two options. You can either use the absorbent pad if that's something that you're comfortable with, or you can put a pull up on them. Either one is perfectly fine. Like I said, it's supposed to be a stress-free process and a stress-free journey. So last call for any questions. All right. Well, I hope that all this information was helpful to you all. Like I said, my inbox is always open and I will send a potty training group to you guys so that you can join and be a part of that in case you have any questions. I want to build a community around this. You know, it is hard. Sometimes you feel alone throughout these journeys, and I want you to know that you're not alone. Our motto for the Potty Training Parents Corner is let's do this together. We are all in this together, so you are not alone throughout this process. And I want you to know that you can depend on me. You can, if you make a post, I'm pretty sure that some parents will respond because they might have went through the same thing or are going through the same thing. So we want to make sure everybody doesn't feel like they're alone. But thank you all for joining on. I will be posting this on my YouTube page if you want to go back and look at some information. Thank you. If you want to go back and look at some information, or if you want to share it with somebody, you can do that as well. You can share the link for the YouTube. I should have it posted between like this weekend and next week. So I will let you know when that is posted, and you can share it with others as well who might be struggling with potty training, whether daytime, nighttime, or they have a child who is just struggling in general. So thank you so much for you all joining me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and let me know if y'all need me. Thank you.